Okay, I'm gonna take these off. Oh, don't think I want to do that either. Here, I thought every time I do a voiceover, I can't do it. I hate it. I don't know. Anyways, so in this video, I've come with recipes. I can barely see out of how dirty my glasses are right now. Holiday dessert recipes. I got some Russian tea cakes. I got some gingerbread cookies with royal icing decorations. Chocolate candy cane cookies. And they're all delicious, and they're all vegan, obviously. I was going to say all easy to make, but I would disagree with the gingerbread cookies because those were work. But the other two are easy, and they're all delicious and wonderful and perfect for the holidays, perfect for the winter, December, etc., etc. So please enjoy. I hope you do. And the first is Russian tea cakes. The recipe I'm veganizing for this is from Food Wishes on YouTube. They also have a blog, which will both be linked below, obviously. But basically, these are walnutty balls, which are covered in powdered sugar, and they're pretty easy to make, so this is how you do it. You're going to first literally combine everything in a bowl, and the details will be in the description if you actually are going to make them, but here you see me using vegan shortening. But for sure you can use coconut oil because I tried it with coconut oil and it worked just fine. Only thing is it's a bit more difficult to mix it in while the coconut oil keeps wanting to solidify once it comes in contact with the cold flour / cold sugar. So just keep that in mind, and you can try cutting it in with a fork or a pastry cutter like you would with making a pie crust. Combine your butter / oil, your powdered sugar, nuts, salt, vanilla extract, and all-purpose flour all in a bowl. And then in the original video, which I hated and immediately regretted doing, they clumped all the ingredients together with their hands. It worked fine. It just wasn't something I enjoyed necessarily, so if you don't want to do this, like I said before, you can try using a fork or a pastry cutter, maybe, that would work better. Just keep clumping it together until it's fairly uniform and you're able to make a ball out of it. And then you're just going to obviously form your balls and place them on a lined or greased cookie sheet. Then once you're done, bake them in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for what Food Wishes says is 15 to 25 minutes or until lightly golden. He explains in more detail on his blog, but I ended up baking mine for 20 minutes and that was perfect. When you take them out of the oven, the bottom of the cookies should be golden brown, and then you need to let them cool for 5 minutes so that they're still warm, but they're cool enough to touch and roll in the first layer of powdered sugar. After letting the powdered sugared ones to cool completely, the powdered sugar will have started to melt into the cookie, and so this is when we roll them one more time, and then that's it. Now they're ready to serve. And then that's it. Now they're ready to serve. Oh my god. That's it, y'all. Bon appetit. The second is gingerbread cookies with royal icing. These can be a fun activity with friends or kids or family, whoever. The recipe I'm veganizing for these is from food.com. First, you start by combining your flour, then your baking powder, baking soda, ginger, cinnamon, salt, and cloves in a bowl and whisking those together. Then in another bowl, I prepared my vegan egg, which I used 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water whisked together and let that sit until it's thickened. Then you're going to add in your vegan butter or oil, if you're willing to try that out, which for these I didn't do. Sorry, you're on your own. And add your brown sugar, which, oh my gosh, I forgot to add because I'm an idiot and I just started mixing it. And I was so confused why it wasn't working correctly. Oh my gosh. I guess this is what happens when you bake during finals week. Then you mix all that together with either a hand mixer or another kind. Then you add your molasses and vanilla and you keep mixing. And once all that is combined, you slowly add in your dry ingredients and stir those in until you can form your dough balls. Then you divide your dough in half, wrap those in plastic wrap, and set them out, set for 2 to 8 hours at room temperature. Then you can either roll them out, make your cookies, or you can put them in the fridge for up to 4 days, which is what I did, except it was 3 days. But anyways, I think you all know what to do from here. You just roll the cookie cut, roll dough, and place on a greased or lined cookie sheet. Bake the cookies in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how soft or crisp you want your cookies to end up. And now for the royal icing to decorate. So instead of using egg yolk, which is what you normally would for icing, we're going to use something called aquafaba, which is essentially the juice from a can of chickpeas, which I know sounds gross and like it's not going to work. But then again, we put raw egg yolk in icing, so there you go. You're going to combine together powdered sugar, aquafaba, and vanilla with a spoon and then a mixer until it's smooth, and then put it in a Ziploc baggie with a tiny hole cut in the corner like the moms do. And now, I was stupid once again and added a little bit of water to the icing because I felt like it needed it, but that was a grave mistake. Because if you see, once I put the icing on, all cute, it starts to droop off slowly to not so cute. So learn from me, children, and don't. But anyways, that's it. And you're done. Happy days, eat your cookies. And last, we're gonna make some chocolate peppermint cookies using chocolate cake mix. For these, you're gonna have to kind of guesstimate things to decide whether you need more or less of an ingredient to make the dough look like a regular cookie dough. So you just gotta kind of like eyeball it a little bit. This is just because each cake mix is a little different. So depending on the size of yours, the measurements will differ slightly. I will provide more of the details of that in the description, but for now, you need to prepare your vegan egg. So for mine, I made flaxseed eggs, which worked just fine and dandy. So I mixed together 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and 9 tablespoons of water to make 3 eggs, and I set it aside. Once that's thickened up, I added it to my box of cake mix and then my oil. I just used olive oil because it was what we had and it turned out fine. And then I also added some finely chopped candy canes and some chocolate chips, and that's basically it. Then I just formed them into balls and I shoved more candy cane bits on the top for extra decoration and fun and such, and bake them in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. Once again, pay attention because the cake mixes differ, and yours may take shorter or longer amount of time than that. The recipe I was sort of basing this off of said that when you take them out, they're supposed to be all puffed up, and then you let them cool, and they go down, they shrink a little bit. And then I sprinkled powdered sugar on top. And keep in mind that if you sprinkle it on while they're still warm at all, it will just melt into the cookie like the Russian tea cakes. And it'll just disappear completely. So do it twice, my guy. And you're good. That's it, y'all. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. And no beautifully plated shot for these because I was just going to do it later, and then of course they were getting eaten, so you can just imagine them in a more aesthetic setting, if you will. I can promise you they were very delicious and wonderful. Everyone loved them. And now I'm back, and here is me signing off as a chill vegan. Emily is my name. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you make one of these, even though this is so late. Maybe you'll make them for your New Year's party, right? And with that, I bid you a goodbye. See you later. Sayonara.